All right, well, here's this fabulous Tuscan home. It's only 4 years old. It has got 3/4-inch walnut floors and 6-inch walls and every energy efficient accessory you could imagine. This is a little bit like Tuscany here on this land. It's got a little bit out of Africa feeling. Some people say it's a little like northern New Mexico. I don't know if you can see it on this video, but down there is a little grotto, what we call a grotto here in central Texas. And there's a spring there that's still alive, and that's in the worst drought in the last 100 years. So that little spring would be a great way to irrigate some of the fields here if a family wanted to do a vineyard or an olive grove. There's terracing here, as you can see, and some of the soil is extremely deep. This field here that maybe you can see is a little bit of a lighter green. It's got seeps above it from springs and keeps that field a little bit more wet. In a normal year, this land has between 30 and 40 springs on it. These came back once the cedar was cleared. You can see that there's very, very little cedar. Maybe you see some in the foreground here, but that's a deep ravine and there's cedar growing on the sides. But in the background you'll see everything else is clear. And hidden in these trees are several great fields, mostly level, with soil 2 to 3 feet deep, even 4 feet deep. Now, looking farther in the distance, there's a 1,000-acre game ranch and all kinds of exotics. I'm not sure the sun's going to let me shoot into it here, but you've got a high hilltop here. We're going around. This is about 1,350 feet, which is extremely high for this part of the country. It keeps it very cool here. The breezes are fantastic. And even on this hot 103-degree day, there's my truck, sorry about that, we are having wonderful breeze. Hey, back again. Here's that field I told you about when I was shooting from the other side of the ravine. And this is a wonderful little 3-4 acre field. Has deep soil. In fact, it's so deep that I'm going to show you a spot back here. A while back we actually sunk a tractor because there was a hidden spring up there, and we drove over it and we buried it 4.5 feet deep into the soil. So this would be a wonderful, wonderful place for vines. It would be a wonderful place for olives. It would also be a wonderful place for fruit trees. I'm thinking probably pears and persimmons here would be ideal. I'm going to take you back now to where we were just a minute ago across the ravine, and you can get this sort of Tuscany feeling, kind of out of Africa feeling. Big sky, 1,350 feet high, makes for very cool breezes at night. We're probably 6 degrees cooler than Austin just due to the elevation. Now we'll go back down where I was shooting before. You can see that limestone bluff, and below that is where all the springs drain. And this, I think I mentioned, it has 30 to 40 springs in a normal season. Now here's where we cleared some cedar a couple years ago, about 3-4 years ago, and we ended up getting a couple of great springs up this hill. You wouldn't believe it now because of the drought that we're in, but one spring alone put out 18 gallons a minute. And later I'll take you back there and show you where that spring is and show you the carving, the little baby canyon that spring has been cutting since it was reactivated by clearing the cedar. Be back soon. Take care.